What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of my DFS podcast. And tonight we have 7 NBA games on our slate, and there's some pretty good value to look around per usual. It's kind of an interesting slate. There's some really big time studs. We need to figure out who we should be spending up for and who we should be fading. But as far as things go, it's pretty straightforward. We're not waiting on too many other injury news. We basically know what we need to know for the slate. So that'll make this video pretty good later on as well. There shouldn't be too many changes. So at point guard tonight, I have Rajon Rondo here slated in. 6,900 is a pretty fair price for me. This game is one of the highest totals of the night. It's the late game. 76ers at the Lakers. There should be a lot of scoring in this game. Should stay fairly close. The other game that ties this game for over-under, or it's just like a couple points off, is the Pelicans at Rockets. Those two games are the two highest, and you should be targeting those games. Rockets have a good chance of blowing out the Pelicans because Pelicans are so banged up. But regardless, there should be a lot of scoring in both games. I like Rondo a lot. Kyle Kuzma's already been ruled out, and we also have no Lonzo Ball, obviously. So Rondo's going to slide into that starting point guard spot again for the Lakers, and he'll have the ball in his hand vast majority of the game. 37 minutes since he came back from his injury, and then 42 minutes last game. He needs like 35 to reach value, and he's got a huge upside of possibly 50 fantasy points. So Rajon Rondo makes for a really strong play at point guard tonight. He's a nice middle to high tier guy you should be spending up on. Shooting guard, probably my least favorite position tonight. If you want to spend up on Harden, I'm not going to go against it, but I'm also not going to tell you to do it as well. I'm kind of in between on him. 13.9 is really expensive, and the Rockets could blow out the Pelicans tonight, like I said earlier. So, you know where the risk is. He obviously has that crazy upside, so good for GPPs. I don't think he's a guy you want in your cash games, though. He's just really expensive for the blowout risk. And Chris Paul is back, taking away a little bit of that usage. So I don't love it. Middleton's a pretty safe play. He's a guy that gets you 25 or more fantasy points. He just has a pretty limited upside. You know, I'd like to compare him to CJ McCollum of the Blazers. They're both very similar players. They put out the same fantasy points, and they're always priced very similar on FanDuel. 6,600 is about that McCollum-Middleton range that we can just say, you know, if there's not a lot of good plays at shooting guard, he's pretty safe. Like I said, in his game log, he's going to get you in the mid-20s at the very least, and he has that good upside. Coming off of a good game at OKC, getting 37 fantasy points. He needs like 32, 33 to reach value tonight. But the way that the shooting guard position is panning out tonight, I can get over it if he gets, you know, like 27, 28 fantasy points. Not terrible. That's what I'm expecting out of Chris Middleton tonight at the Detroit Pistons. Small forward, you could really go with either cheap Pelican. You could actually go with both of them, Solomon Hill and Darius Miller. Darius Miller, I think, is 4,200, a very fair price for him. Hill should probably start again tonight. The Pelicans are without Julius Randle, Nikola Mirotic, and Anthony Davis. They're actually all on the trading block as well, including Solomon Hill. Pelicans are looking to really blow up since that Anthony Davis news of him wanting to leave. So I like Solomon Hill. They're going to run him no matter what. These guys are going to play whether it's a blowout or not. So the Pelican side of things in this game is a lot more safer. He should see 30 minutes. And at 3,600, you can't go wrong. He needs like 18 fantasy points for value. A very, very safe punt play tonight. And Darius Miller, same deal. He needs like 20 fantasy points for value tonight. And he's going to see a lot of the court as well. So I don't mind either one of these guys. Small forward's a really good position to spend down on tonight. There's a ton of value. There's actually a couple of other guys that I'm looking at that could also reach value as well tonight at small forward. Power forward, I'd say you spend up on the Marcus Aldridge. 8,800 is a really good price. Fantastic matchup against the Suns, and they're without DeMar DeRozan again, We saw Aldridge go off last game when DeMar DeRozan was out. 32 minutes, 57 fantasy points. I expect him to easily get over 40 tonight. Spurs have the risk of blowing out the Suns tonight, but either or, Aldridge will be the main reason why they're blowing them out. He should see at least 25 minutes tonight, and he'll get 40 fantasy points in my opinion. He's a really safe power forward to spend up on. Then at center, Embiid is in an awesome matchup. He has an illness, but he's expected to play tonight at the Lakers. He should absolutely go off. I'm looking at him in GPPs. Really good upside, but they are fully healthy. They have Butler back. Simmons is obviously playing, so I know Embiid can still put up a lot of points with everyone healthy, but, you know, I think there's better value in Jahlil Okafor at Houston. 7,200, I never thought on, what's the date here? January 29th. I never thought that I'd be talking about Jahlil Okafor at a price tag of 7,200. On this day. I would say that you're absolutely crazy if you said that this would happen about a month ago. But Okafor is in a good spot tonight at 7,200. The Rockets are banged up. They're still without Clint Capella. Okafor is going to play as many minutes as he can handle. Again, with no AD, no Randall, and no Mirotic. Okafor is going to be on the court for a long time this game. He had 54 fantasy points. 3 out of his last 4 games without these Pelicans bigs, he has been going off. So he's got something to prove as a guy who was really, really promised coming out of Duke that he'd be somewhat of a star. So it's good to see him coming into his own here. He really needed it. His career was really going down the tube. So Okafor at 7,200 is a good play tonight in my opinion. I think he gets easily over 30 fantasy points. That'll sum up today's video, guys. I hope you like it. Subscribe. And then make sure you visit my site later on if you need any full lineups for any sports. Doing NBA Quick Pick seems to be a really fun format. FanDuel just needs to put out more contests than that. But until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off.